Hey up, welcome to the Cannon Hall Farm podcast with us, the Nicholson brothers farmers, Rob and Dave.
We're two Yorkshire farmers who, along with our dad Roger, brother Rich and the rest of our family, have turned a farm with 2 sheds and a barn into an award-winning tourist attraction.
You've seen us on telly, live on Facebook, and now we've got our very own podcast.
On today's episode, we're looking back at what the summer has had to offer for us at Cannon Hall Farm, the highs, the lows and the bits in between.
Coming up.
I never realised they smiled as early as they do. I always thought they were like a year old before they smiled.
Well, they giggle as well.
But I think I
don't
just had 2 miserable kids.
Katie and Tom, I do apologise for that.
On today's episode, we're looking back at summer 2025. But before that, Dave, what have you been up to this week?
Well, Rob, it's been a big week. We finished at the Westmoreland show. A couple of days later, we went to the Penistone show. I nearly said Yorkshire show then. But we went to the Penistone show and we did quite well. We did very well, in fact.
I always think of the Penistone show as the last hurrah of the summer.
Yeah.
You know, it's where summer turns to autumn. And obviously in today's episode, we will be touching on what summer's been like for us. But Penistone show was a celebration of local life. It was a chance to meet up with people we don't see every day. It was a chance to take our stock and to win some rosettes, and we managed to do that.
We did very well. Murphy, well, let's start. We got best calf, best cow, best bull, and reserve champion with the bull. You know, with all the cattle, we won everything we went into, which was good because there's quite a lot of cattle at Penistone Show, and what there is, there's quality.
What I thought was, when we won best bull and best cow, I thought, well, we've got to enter pairs, because I thought best bull, best cow, got to be best pair. Anyway, we were last.
Yeah, exactly, because a pair has to look like twins. They've got to look the same.
But they shouldn't really have to.
Well, they shouldn't have to. It depends on the judge.
Yeah.
You know, it's all on the judge.
But I did ask that question, and I can't remember who told me. Someone in the highest of echelons said no. Actually, it's the 2 best animals.
The judge agreed with me.
But this judge did say he wanted them to be like 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
Which
nice judge, actually.
Obviously,
a good guy.
One of ours had testicles. The other had ovaries. They weren't 2 peas in a pod.
They weren't. And if you put them together, well, you might have got a pair. You might have got twins.
For about 9 months' time.
Yeah.
That was the only pair we were getting off him.
But Murphy has got a nice pair. He's a good breeding bull. You know, we'll leave it there.
So we didn't win the pairs. We won the others. Did well in the sheep. We didn't win with Yorkshire Rose.
No, that was a big disappointment. So Ruth and Hannah did a cracking job at getting both horses looking spectacular. I really, really thought we had a chance of a good rosette.
Yeah, I think the judge was not... Obviously didn't see things the same way as we did.
Some people don't like greys.
And I did say that maybe we need to support the Shire horse from outside the show ring now. You know, maybe the show ring is not the place for us to strut our stuff. You know, maybe we're never going to quite fit.
We seem to do all right with cattle and sheep, don't we?
Yeah.
But anyway, look, it's early days.
I suppose what I'm saying is I'm taking my bat home because we didn't win.
You're taking your horse home in the horse box. That's what you're doing.
It was a shame though.
It was. She looked great.
Beautiful. We've never had a foal as good. We've never had one as big. We've never had one as sort of competitive in the show ring.
Yeah.
Is that?
Well, we are upgrading our Shire facilities this year. So let's hope with the upgrade we can produce better stock. And we'll talk about this a bit later on, but we've got 5 foals due next year. And, you know, out of those 5, we could have something special.
Yeah. I suppose we've got to hope that everything goes well, make sure that we work hard in terms of watching them and make the right decisions in the pregnancy.
And the feeding and everything else. It's surprising. what can go right and what can go wrong really quickly with Shire horses.
Well, that definitely covers this week. So now we're going to look back at the highs and the lows of summer 2025. It's time to look back at summer 2025. The highlight for me has definitely been the weather. I think it's been exceptional.
You're right. That it's like being in Spain, Rob. And I should know I've been to Spain. No, it's been hot. It's been great. I mean, I thought people had stopped coming because it'd be too hot. But it hasn't really stopped them. I think we've had a good number of visitors around the farm.
Yeah, I don't think we've had the extremes of heat this time. It's just been a constant sort of a dryness, which obviously we've had a lack of rainfall, and that can't go on forever. We are officially in a drought, and we're going to be in a drought probably right through until 2026, maybe beyond that. So it does have its consequences, but the benefits to outdoor living, to getting outside, to enjoying the garden, to enjoying long walks, to seeing the livestock really progress and do well. Dry weather has many, many benefits.
It's good for sheep, isn't it? Flies can attack sheep, but we've been fairly lucky. Touch a bit of wood. We've been fairly lucky with that respect. The sheep have looked great. We've got some great stock on this year. The Dutch spotted sheep in particular. I think we've bred some very nice examples of the breed.
You see, we came out of lambing time in good order. Really, we've had a couple of filming projects that we've managed to ease into our summer schedule. We calved the cows successfully. The only setback we had was Muriel during springtime.
True, yeah.
We obviously lost Muriel's calf, but all the other cows were born successfully. We managed to deliver 5 miniature donkeys in the space of a month successfully. We've generally done well over the summer. The weather's helped in terms of the livestock progress, and things have gone as well as they could have done.
Let's not forget our exciting new little horses, the American miniature horse. We've got a cracking colt. The coloration on it, the pattern is fantastic. I've never seen a little horse as nice.
What do we call him? Apache Spirit?
Yeah. Apache Spirit. And, the other one was just plain black, but that don't matter. It's still a nice little example of the breed. They're moving well, they're looking good. Like you said, the miniature donkeys, we've had a fantastic... That last one that was born, it's got a big black patch on its leg. I've never seen one that colour before. We're going to keep that one for breeding.
I suppose we look back on the summer as of one of enjoyment, personal enjoyment. It's been great for being outdoors and for barbecues and all those type of things. But we'll look back on it as a time when fodder is in short supply. We don't yet know the consequence of that because we've started feeding hay much earlier than we normally would have done. We've made less hay than we normally would have done.
Yeah.
So there's a price to pay at some point for that. We just got to hope that the grass growth through this autumn is plentiful, and that may mean that we manage, but it'll be nip and tuck. I wouldn't be confident that we won't need to either buy some hay or feed straw or do something different.
I think we'll start feeding straw wherever we can. I think that'll be an easy win. And then let's just see how long it lasts.
It just goes to show, though, you always assume that you turn on the tap and water comes out. And in my lifetime, it's always been so. But if we had another 6 months now, like we've had in the 6 months prior, if we have another year next year, like we've had this year, I'm not sure anything will come out of the tap.
I think they start tankering it down from Scotland, won't they?
Yeah.
Or the Lake District. They've got plenty of water.
Yeah. But I can imagine that if we're having to tanker water in for a county the size of Yorkshire.
Yeah.
It's unthinkable.
Well, it is. And before, we've exported our water. We've had too much of it.
So it just goes to show that you assume that water's always there. You just assume a lot of things, don't you? But Mother Nature has always provided for us so far. But I don't think there's any way of knowing whether further strife is on the horizon. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I suppose global warming and the rest of it. It's going to have its effects. and we're all going to have to be a little bit more careful with with resources.
So I suppose we've talked about various aspects of highs there. The baby donkey's been born, the baby calf's been born, having a successful lambing time, and all those things. The big hammer blow, right, a stake driven firmly through our hearts, is the loss of Hercules, the Shire stallion that we've been nurturing, that we've been bringing along, that we'd dared to dream.
Yeah.
And then the dream has turned in literally to a nightmare.
It was a massive loss. And when we started on this journey, we'd had Shires quite a few years ago, and we had a similar thing where we lost a mare and foal. And it really hurts. It really, really does upset you. But it took years for me to get wanting to breed Shires again. You know, it's just an upsetting time. But for the breed to go forward, people like us need to actually breed them and take the hit every now and again.
I think you've got to pull your big boy pants up and just accept that these things happen. I think we were cushioned from it to a degree because the loss happened at Harry's, in York. So you weren't there looking into his eyes as he, in his moment of crisis. So that doesn't. You were left more with a pervading sadness than anything. There wasn't the.
There was bereavement, weren't there? But
it wasn't the stress of being involved. I remember when Poppy and Chester died.
Yeah,
we were there. We were with them, and can we get them up? Can we get them to stand? Can we get them to drink?
Yeah.
All those things you live in that moment. Whereas this was just talks on the phone, chats on the phone, talking to the vet.
Yeah,
it's a different kind of loss. Really, you're remote from it. Don't make it any easier. And obviously we gave Hercules the best chance we could. We sent him to the best vets around.
We did.
He had an operation that cost £10,000. And it just shows that money can't solve every problem. If it could, we would have solved it.
And I'd just like to say a big thank you to Rainbow as well, because the lady that was looking after him, she took the loss of him really badly as well. She, we were talking on the phone, and you could tell she was absolutely gutted.
She was sloughing.
Yeah, she really was. So thank you very much. They do a cracking job. They have a really hard job because they get animals that are really on the brink of, either survival or not.
They only go to Rainbow if they're in a crisis.
They do.
Normally, the veterinary practice will treat where they know it's within their skill set. They go to Rainbow if they're very, very poorly, and the only thing that can save them is that level of intensive care.
And they do it really well. There's vets there around the clock working on all these horses, making sure they've got everything they need to make them comfortable. I've got to say, it's such a professional outfit. Credit to them.
So we went from losing Hercules to finding Grace.
Yeah.
Grace, a 19-hand Shire mare, and we thought, crikey, every cloud has a silver lining. We got some of the semen from Hercules from when we took him to Stallion AI services.
Yeah.
And we thought, what better way to try and right a wrong and give us hope for the future than for Hercules to sire a foal, even though he's no longer with us. So we embarked on the process of artificially inseminating Grace with Hercules as semen in the hope that we could get a foal for next summer.
But sadly, after 2 goes, it wasn't to be. But, we're going to try again early next year and try our very, very best to get Grace in foal to Hercules. Now, if it won't work, if the semen doesn't do its job, we'll try a natural service with another stallion that isn't related. So.
I think the plan is to go again early next spring, maybe February time. We'll get her under some lights. We'll get her ovulating early. We'll try probably twice more with that process. I think so. And if that doesn't work, then we'll find a big strapping grey stallion from somewhere and we'll cover her naturally. We won't waste the breeding opportunity again for another year. We don't want to let too many years pass because there's only so many years that they can have foals, and a mare like Grace deserves to leave a breeding legacy. As things stand, she's never had an entire colt and she's never had a filly foal. So we need to leave something that preserves her genetics for future.
Yeah, 100%. Now, on a lighter note, Rob, we're both become grandparents again this year. I've got little Harold, and you've got James.
Jimmy.
Not James.
No. What I've done, I've taken the opportunity to actually name him myself.
Well, Rob, if you can, anyone can.
No, I've done it. Because they called him James, right? And I thought, a bit old-fashioned that. He's a Jimmy.
Well,
And now people are actually starting to call him Jimmy. Philip called him Jimmy the other day.
did he?
Yeah.
Well, I call him Jimmy.
Yeah. So I think I've actually named him.
Well done. Well,
Yeah.
I was David, and then Rob started calling me Dave.
Yeah.
To my mum's disgust, and now I'm Dave.
Yeah.
So you've done it twice now, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
I was disappointed not to be involved in the naming of him to start with, because I thought really, as a granddad, you should have a say in these things. Although one of his names is Robert.
Well, would you have had that though, or would you have gone for a Dave?
What's he called? James William Robert Brown. It's James Brown. That's the only thing about keeping it James. He's named after pop star.
Okay,
But Jimmy
James Brown,
But Jimmy
the
Brown.
King of Soul.
Yeah. So he's also Robert.
But Nelly tried naming him JB.
Yeah, JB.
So there's two of you.
Yeah.
It must be a family thing.
Yeah. So Jimmy Brown, has been a wonderful. He's such a cheery character. I've never known him be miserable, and he's always smiling. He's always beaming.
Well, Harold is at that stage where he'll start smiling any minute now. So
Really?
yeah,
They start so soon.
yeah. But Poppy told me on Monday
All right.
he should start showing little bits of smiles very, very soon.
No, good.
Not wind smiles.
I never realised they smiled as early as they do. I always thought they were like a year old before they smiled.
Well, they giggle as
But
well.
I think I
don't
just had two miserable kids.
they? Katie and Tom, I do apologise for that. What I would say is when I was there on Monday, I was changing his nappy, and it was a bad one. It were all over the place. And then as I was changing his nappy, he started weeing, right? So we were going everywhere. I tried stopping it, but I just couldn't do anything with it.
Did you catch it?
Well, I tried to put his nappy over it,
Yeah.
but it just didn't work. There were wee everywhere. We had to change his outfit. I said, Poppy, you're going to have to change his outfit.
That's more washing for Henry.
Because that, like them baby, and getting their arms out of them, it takes a bit of doing when you haven't done it for years.
What you need, right,
Yeah.
and it's a bit like you need big pants, so therefore you need big nappies. Don't try and squeeze them into nappies that are too small.
Well, yeah,
You
use them up.
You want nappies fit for a sumo wrestler. A bit too big or a bit too small, I think.
Okay.
And it's a bit like the pants that you wear. You want big enough pants to get your backside in them, don't you? And not try and have little tiny things that don't really do the job.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't, as kids, we used to
Are you
wear
a
them
small
little.
pants person?
No, I wear boxer shorts.
Boxer shorts?
Well, like them tight ones, them cotton ones,
All right.
you know. What do you wear? Them big Y fronts with wool's in?
No, they're my dad's. No, I don't wear them. I've got some decent pants.
Have you? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, big enough nappies to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I think is an absolute prerequisite, because you got to bear in mind they're sat in them nappies, aren't they, for 24 hours a day.
Well, yeah.
Do you use nappy cream ever?
No, if I've got Arthur, I tend to spot when he's done one. So
Yeah.
I get it clean straight away, and he doesn't really get a sore bottom.
Right.
I'm always looking.
Yeah,
He does this little face and he stops,
Does he?
So I know what he's up to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You get to read them, don't you?
yeah. So yeah, got two mucky nappies. Did well with Arthur's, but not so well with the other one. And Arthur's good as gold. He'll just sit there for me. Apparently, when Poppy's changing, he's trying to go all over the place.
Yeah.
So he does respect his grandpops.
Well, the addition of two grandchildren has definitely been a highlight. Hercules was definitely a low light. We've also had some rays of sunshine in the form of some appearances on the TV.
Yeah, I think, did we start with James Martin?
I think that was May or June.
Yeah, I mean, that was so much fun. We had such a good night the night before.
Yeah, we did.
Went down, had beers with the crew.
If anything, too good a night. We didn't know them from a bar of soap, did we?
No.
We just asked around. They put us up in a hotel. We asked around if there was anyone else there, and they said, "Oh, they'll be down at the pub down the road. It's 2 pubs down."
Yeah, I forget what it's. 3 cups or something. I don't know.
Yeah, 3 cups.
Something like that, wasn't it?
Or 3 tons or something.
Yeah. Anyway, we went down there. Lovely village. Nice chalk stream nearby. Stunning.
What was the village?
Can't remember, but it was
a River Wye, wasn't it?
Big fishing village, wasn't it? You know, a small town you could call it.
Yeah.
And James Martin was lovely. All the staff there was lovely. You know, it was just a fun day. 6 hours coming home, wasn't that lovely?
We actually went to his house. He has a studio where he lives, where we did the filming. He's got like a man cave with all his boys' toys in.
Proper man cave.
He's got makeup
above his
room.
garage.
It's all set up. All he has to do is get up on a morning, brush his teeth, put a pair of trousers on, and he's there, isn't he?
He is. You know, and that before he was travelling to London and back, he said it were exhausting. You know, and this way he's got control. He actually has a bit more of a life, and he does a nice day's filming with people he wants.
I think he's the executive head chef, or maybe the chef patron at the Lygon Arms somewhere down there, which is really high end, and so he's a busy chap.
Yeah,
and you can tell if he says something has to happen, it has to happen. He's very much in charge.
Yeah, he's a focused guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
and you can see how well he's done because his attention to detail is spot on.
Yeah, you can see all his cars as well.
I never saw his cars. I never went in there.
Oh, didn't he show you?
Oh, heck. Did you have a drive around in his Porsche? So we did that. We went down to London as well. Did that 1970s programme.
Oh yeah, with a different production company.
Salamander.
Yeah.
Salamander Productions.
Yeah.
We're due to go back down there shortly to do another little programme.
They've actually asked us to go down and film like a Christmas memories programme.
Yeah.
So that was about the what was that one about? 1970s.
Yeah, just
memories of the 1970s.
games,
This is about memories of your favourite Christmases.
Yeah. And
so
I think
that's exciting. I feel as though we should have plenty of material for that.
Are we going to take our jumpers down, Rob and Dave jumpers?
I don't know. I think they'll be wanting. We'll get a brief off them and get a feel for what they're after. But
we've also done a farmhouse through time. We were travelling up and down the country for that one.
A farmhouse through time is a programme that we've been involved in. Ruth Goodman and Ratcher, who's another historian, they were the primary contributors. We were in all episodes actually. Jules played a small part in it, didn't he? So and that's going to be on throughout October. I think it starts sometime in October, so it's coming up very, very closely. They've actually asked if we've got any behind the scenes videos that we made. They'd like them sending.
I've given them all mine to Dale.
That's what I mean. We might be better using them on our socials.
And then sharing them.
Yeah.
We'll just share them after we've used them. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
After Dale's edited them. What else? Oh, Our Great Yorkshire Life.
Our Great Yorkshire Life was 4 programmes that were chronicling things that were special to us in Yorkshire. One was about cricket.
That's not special to me.
Celebrating the century I once scored at my local club where I played for 35 years. And not only did we look back on that century, because luckily it was filmed, we made a cricket bat. We talked about the future of the game amongst young people and how it helps people get confidence and that it plays a part in good social situations and is an addition to the community. And it culminated in a cricket match between a Cannon Hall Farm 11 and a Cawthorne team of older players and younger players.
They brought the best players out. They smashed us all over the place.
We had a good day, didn't we? We were competitive. I managed to score 22 not out.
Yeah, I managed to score nothing.
Bat. And we went to a bat manufacturer's, a small bespoke bat manufacturer's, and actually made a cricket bat that we played with on the occasion that we played the team.
You've got that?
I have got it. And I'm keeping it.
That's Yorkshire generosity for you. I'm sure he'd lend it me if I wanted to swing it again.
No, if Harold wants to play cricket, I'm sure it'd be nice. I don't suppose they will play together, will they? Because they don't live in the same area.
You never know; they might have a match.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we did the David Brown Tractor Museum as well.
Oh yeah, that was
We
good.
went for a ride in a classic car around Home Firth.
Yeah.
I did a voiceover for that just the other day.
Yeah.
You did the cricket one, didn't you?
Yeah, that was actually a nice day spent. We went to the carding shed, which is it's a cafe, a restaurant / cafe, where they've got classic cars. It's actually a working.
Is it
garage.
called that?
I thought it was carding shed.
It's not the oil can cafe or anything like that.
Carding shed.
Is it carding shed? All
I
right.
think so. And it's a working garage as well, but it's not one of these you plug computer into. These are old cars
Yeah,
that need a trained mechanic to keep them going.
and it's full of them.
Yeah.
These old cars, they do break down.
And they took us for a ride in 2 vintage old, like, racing car type things.
Oh, they were no seatbelts though, were there?
No, culminating in a trip to Home Firth Vineyard, where we had a glass of something nice to celebrate
Elderflower
at the end.
like tonic,
Yeah.
because we're driving. But yeah, it was a lovely day out though. You know, we did a lot and filmed a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had a really good summer filming. We've had, some highs and lows with the livestock. But all in all, it's been a summer to remember.
I think, Dave, you get to our age, and every summer's important because you want to wring the most life that you can out of it. Because all of a sudden, you get into wrong end of 50s, and you think, crikey, how many more summers have I got? But hopefully, we've got a few more to come yet. Hopefully, a few more where we can do the things that we're doing now in terms of being brave enough to breed 5 Shire foals for next year. And with that comes a degree of nervousness and trepidation, because they're not things that just are delivered by a stoke wrapped with a ribbon round them. You know, the things that are sometimes delivered in difficult circumstances, sometimes helped by us, always a bit of a job getting them feeding, always a bit of a job making sure that the navel's covered, that the mares are big.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be very protective.
Yeah, you've got to be careful.
There are just things about supervising births of large animals, whether they be cows with horns, whether they be short horns, or whether they're Shire horses. But you've got to have your wits about you. You've got to make sure you stay safe.
I agree with you there. The big, powerful animals. So, yeah, you got to be careful. You got to have your wits about you. And you got to move very slowly, when you're moving around livestock like that.
Or if you move very slowly, there are times when you have to move really quickly.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the tricky bit.
Yeah, but that's next year, Rob.
Yeah.
We're just finishing off this one. We've got autumn and Christmas to look forward to, and we've got some big projects that we'll talk about on a later podcast.
Yeah, so I think all in all, the summer's been a good one. Hercules being the obvious exception to that. But he's left us a legacy to look forward to next year. We hope you've enjoyed listening to our musings of 2025 and our hopes and aspirations for 2026. So from Dave and I, have a wonderful autumn, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's been some summer.
Yeah, we've got all them pumpkins to get round next.
Oh, crikey.
16,000 we did last year.
It's going to be some autumn then, isn't it?
Yeah.